What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing you guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a mid-taper on my boy, so stay tuned. As you guys can see, this is gonna be a big transformation. He wanted to cut the top, so we're gonna go with the grain with the 2 guard all the way closed, and we're gonna make sure all the hair is nice and laid down. When you're cutting down super curly hair, you want to make sure you take out piece by piece. This would lower the likelihood of you pulling the hair with your guard. Now that we're done cutting down the top, we can move on to the back taper and start off with our Goat FX. We're going to create our first guideline contouring to his neck shape. Now that we're done bonding them out, we're going to move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. You want to make this guideline around 1 inch thick so you can spread the blend. Once you're done setting in that guideline with the no guard all the way open, you want to slightly close the lever midway and all the way close and attack that initial guideline at the bottom. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support, go ahead and leave a follow down below on the Instagram. If you're looking for private sessions and one-on-one mentorship on cutting hair and investing, join the Tonsorial Arts membership down below. Now that we're done setting in our guideline and softening up the line with the 1 guard and its lever, we can move on to our half guard and erase the line completely. Now that we're done with our lower guards, we can move on to our 1.5 guard, and we're going to go right above the 1 guard all the way open like if it was a 2. As you guys can see, I'm also going with the grain with the 1.5 guard all the way open. It is equivalent to a 2 guard all the way closed. Now that we're done blending with our 1.5 guard, we're going to go back to our 1 guard all the way open and detail as much as possible with the corners of the blade. Using the comb with your opposite hand, you want to make sure you comb down the hair and lay it down properly before you cut it with your clippers. Now using our 2 guard all the way closed, we're going to go ahead and go with the grain with the hair and against the grain with the 2 guard all the way open. Now that we're done detailing the side taper, we can move on to the front line and use our Gold FX to make it as crispy as possible. I usually start off at the middle and work my way to the sides, especially when I'm cutting curly hair. You always want to make sure you go slow enough that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer, because if not, the hair's going to shift and then you won't line them up properly. You also want to make sure you're not pressing too hard, because you could cut them with the teeth of the trimmer if you press too many times on the same spot with a hard enough pressure. Now we're going to move on to the C-cups, and I always like starting off at the bottom and working my way to the top arch. It usually leaves a lot more hair, especially when you're using the corners of the blade. As you guys can see, we're going to go over to the left side and match it up as much as possible, especially near the corners and the C-cup area. You always want to go back and forth and make sure they're nice and even. If you're having trouble lining up curly hair, you can use your Tresemme hairspray or Suave hairspray to hold down the hair and make it a little bit more solid. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe is greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support, go ahead and leave a follow down below on the Instagram. If you're looking for private sessions and one-on-one mentorship on cutting hair and investing, join the Tonsorial Arts membership down below. Now that we're done lining up the mustache, we're going to go ahead and use a foil shaver to attack his face and make sure all the stubble is removed.